All things considered, I don't believe our last foray into the old ruins was a failure. We were able to defeat many enemies, and especially the ones that we ran from the first time. We also picked up the sentient sword, Modwer, which has already proven itself in battle. Also, we found where I believe the mosaic piece that Dario the Lean sent us to retrieve. Unfortunately, there is a very large and powerful monster guarding it, one that we are not ready to face anytime soon. So what is next? Well, I need to rest, or I think I might die. Bruises and cracked ribs are one thing, but a gaping wound, held together only by a bandage, is quite another. Rest first, and then we will go and see Prince Aruihi. I do agree that it is about time that we got out to sea. I'm not exactly putting it off on purpose, since there seems to be so much for us to do here in Nekitaka. But we will go to sea, and now that I feel more comfortable with our fighting tactics as we learn to work together better as a group, we can risk fighting other ships. We seem to have decent enough cannons outfitted on our ship, and we have enough supplies to last our crew a year at sea. Well, in terms of food, maybe not water. So I would say that we are in a good place right now. There is much to do and see in the Deadfire, and I know staying in the city of Nekitaka is but a small portion of that. I will face my dislike of the sea and try my best to embrace it. Well, we've rested, and I feel so much better. Bandage is still around my injury, but it feels like it's healing.
Yeah.
And Xoti is, after resting, Xoti has expressed she'd like to talk to me. Xoti sways in her feet, a soft, low moan easing from her throat. She rubs a thumb over worry-bitten lips. You feeling okay? Sweat trickles a line from her temple to drip from her chin. Her eyes are hazy, far off. Are you alright? You've been taking something?
Watcher?
Slowly she swallows, throat working to bring her voice back, or to keep her meal down. Xoti, are you okay?
It's nothing but awakened terror. Soon to pass.
She shudders hard, coming back to herself.
You may want to aim away from our watcher there if it's gonna pass out of your mouth.
Oh. You're not gonna vomit, are you, Xoti?
Sorry. I know you're going through something there.
Okay, just, give her space. Adair clears his throat.
You could call it something, all right.
She tilts her head, brow pinched as if she can't tell if he's poking fun at her or not. Okay. Want to talk about it?
Now, there's no need for that. Unless...
She adjusts her chin to the right.
You see those shambling corpses, too?
At her hastily whispered words, the hair on the back of my neck stands on end. I glance around, just to be safe, but there's nothing to be seen. Nothing unusual, anyway, even in the direction Xoti's staring, affixed. I don't see anything.
Figured it was a long shot. But I know you see things others don't, so I thought... hoped.
You're seeing things. That's really not a good sign, Xoti.
You think I'd have learned by now? Hope's just a false light. I see a body of stitched together parts and flayed flesh. It's got 3 heads and 4 stretched limbs. On each of its heads curves 3 white horns from above 3 blind eyes.
Tegehu's brow shoots up at attention.
The beast is big as a mountain, and shambling toward us beneath a sun turned black as slow.
Her eyes roll skyward, and she teeters on her heels as if she's riding the cusp of a seizure. The lantern rattles in her grip. She exhales a sigh.
I know it ain't really there. Lately, it's been getting worse. Some nights I wake sweaty and shaking. Other times, I'm already awake.
You told me you were having nightmares.
I got my eyes wide open, staring down the darkness, watching one lantern after another flickering out. And every soul looks so ripe, darn near rotten with a need for reaping.
What do you think that means?
Dark days are coming for Kithkind. When the last light of hell burns out, the final harvest will be upon us.
Takehu rocks back on his heels, nodding to himself.
I think we might all die out.
A deep line crinkles between her brows.
But does Gaun want me to stop it? Or to help?
We can relight the lanterns of hell, given enough time. All is not lost.
I sure hope you're right, Watcher. 'Cause if you're wrong...
Nervously, she jiggles her lantern, eyes lost in its flames.
No. I know you're right. Gaun's chosen me.
Maya cocks her head and listens. Takehu's brow shoots up at attention.
So until I figure out what's needed of me, I'll do my darndest to help you on your path.
She lifts her gaze to my face.
We'll figure this out together.
Okay, you are actually kind of scaring me a little bit. Not just for your sake, but for the sake of all Kith. That we're going to be snuffed out. I really hope that's not prophetic. Shoulders squared, she looks off into the distance. Is there anything we can do to alleviate your nightmares?
I'm carrying more souls than I've ever shepherded before. So, I don't know that it'll work this time, but used to be. When the dreams were riding me hard, I'd cleanse my soul before Gaun.
Takehu grins and pats down a nest of his wreathing hair.
If we stop by the temple in Nekataka, I can perform the ritual. Please, I need the relief. It won't take more than a minute under Gaun's statue, that's all.
Okay, we'll go there right now. We will go there, and then we'll go see Prince Aruihi, because I think we found out the information that he was looking for. Yeah, down to the Valian trading headquarters. And then we can finally be out of the city. Well, there's a little bit for us to do right now.
You ever use your abilities to play jokes on anyone?
Ikera, I once sold a water globe to a Mataru priest. It was filled with live fish.
Well, doesn't sound like much of a joke.
The trick was letting the sculpture break down while he slept with it over his head.
Oh, I'm getting so many ideas right now. How would you feel about betraying the Watcher's trust?
Oh, hey, now, it's not going to work if I can hear you. Now I know to be on alert for something like that. Okay, so we'll go to Sacred Stair now. Yeah, I mean, I don't like the sea, but it would be nice just to get out from the city. Took us a little while to get over here, this way. Just has to go and pray for a minute. Okay, so... Oh, yeah, Temple of Gaun. We've been there before. Let's go there now, again. One thing that we were able to do is sell all the items we got from Delver's Row and down beneath in the old city. We actually have a fair bit of coin, almost 6,000, well, 5,600 now. Especially after...
Here's where I do the ritual. Right there, under the statue of Gaun.
Spending it all for the Coordinated Waves. Okay, well, go ahead.
Happy to... Sure thing.
Rubbing the back of her neck self-consciously, Xoti casts her gaze to the side.
Nothing like a homecoming to make a girl remember her roots. Even if they are dried up and half dead.
Your roots are dried up and half dead? She sighs, nudging a bit of mud from her boots before she lifts her face to settle on me with her big, dark brown eyes. Adair looks skyward. He shakes his head.
Sometimes I wonder if my brethren don't think I got black ichor running in my veins.
People often fear what they don't understand. As a watcher, I definitely know this.
Suppose they do. Suppose sometimes people do bad things in the name of their gods.
Adair heaves a sigh.
But my brethren do more good than bad. And more good than most.
Adair looks impressed.
Besides, I often don't understand you, Watcher. But I ain't afraid of you.
She ducks her head to hide her smile, but her eyes never leave my face. They glint with a mischievousness. That's reassuring.
Is it? Sakes alive.
Her cheeks flush brightly.
You shouldn't be so fine to me, Watcher.
I'm actually not being any different to you than I am to anybody else.
Makes me think untoward things. Gives me notions I don't need to be getting. I can't risk straying when I got a duty to Gaun.
Maya cocks her head and listens. Takehu's brow shoots up at attention. Speaking of Gaun,
Yeah,
she casts her head to the side.
lay it on me.
Let's just go over this again. I know you're gathering souls, but why are you gathering souls into your lantern? Tell me.
I was born to reap souls and lead them to the light.
Takehu pinches his lower lip and smiles. Maya cocks her head and listens.
Now with Aethys dead, and these dire visions, I think I need to shield them from a hell gone dark.
Okay, but Aethys is back, and I guess we all agree that he's changed.
But the more I gather, the more my mind turns to tatters.
What if you didn't collect souls anymore?
That ain't gonna happen.
Grinding her teeth, she shoots me an incredulous expression.
You'd ask me to turn my back on my god?
Takehu grins and pats down a nest of his wreathing hair. Maya cocks her head and listens. Okay, remind me again the difference between Gaun and Aethys.
Aethys is dead, and Gaun is the death before life.
Takehu grins and pats down a nest of his wreathing hair.
He's the ripeness before the fall.
She raises her sickle, turning the blade to catch the light of her lantern, as if in demonstration. But we know Aethys isn't dead.
That lumbering hunk of Audra might claim to be Aethys, but that doesn't matter a whit.
She shrugs.
He died, so he can't be Aethys anymore. Death changes every soul, even a god's.
Takehu pinches his lower lip and smiles.
And if it doesn't, it should.
Okay, well, explain to me. The Dawn Stars are all about goodness and light. Why are you so concerned with death and darkness?
Why do you think the god of rebirth held an aspect of death within him? You can't have life without dying.
Takehu grins and passes down a nest of wreathing hair.
There ain't no beginning without a prior ending. Ain't no day without night, no spring without fall.
Okay, but... So you're saying it's two sides of the same god.
You can't grow crops if you never harvest for seeds.
Okay, we came to cleanse your soul.
All right. Yeah, I'm ready. I've done this before, but never with such a full lantern. You may want to stand back. The experience can be somewhat intense.
Kneeling before the statue of Gaun, Xoti sets her lantern between her knees. Head bowed, she presses both palms to the copper cage. A low chant lilts from her lips. As it grows louder, the light from her lantern glows brighter, as does the lantern that the statue of Gaun holds in one skeletal hand. The two lights pulse in rhythm with the chant, resonating with each other. Twin heartbeats that pound faster and stronger until the light from Gaun's lantern bursts outward in a shower of violet-hued rays. The essence bathes Xoti's bent form, making her jolt upright as a cry escapes her.
Don't know if I feel cleaner, but I feel something. Blessed for sure.
Xoti offers me a half-smile as she retrieves her lantern. Trembling fingers curling against the gleaming metal cage. Takehu pinches his lower lips and smiles.
Let's just hope it lasts. 'Cause my lantern feels as heavy as ever. Full to brimming with essence. Like dark water spilling over my mind.
Okay, let's be off.
All right, I'll be right behind you. Watcher, I was wondering if I could run something by you.
Okay. What's on your mind?
More of a who than a what.
All right.
You might say a certain Neothasian who sometimes eschews the light, but's got a kind heart and a good head on his shoulders.
Oh. Her cheeks pinken. I have to say, Well, Adair did mention that she was giving him the looks. You and Adair seem to be getting along well.
You reckon so?
She slants me a sly grin.
I mean...
Gaze downcast. Xoti sighs, the tip of her tongue. A peak of dusky rose dabs at the corner of her mouth, leaving a glimmer of wetness.
He's a right fine fella. Kind, too. But a little old.
Maya smirks and folds her arms. I don't even know what to say to her, because I know Adair doesn't want to return the attention. How about you just forget about Adair? You can do better.
And focus on what? Or do you mean who?
Mirthfully, her eyes gleam, studying my lips, my nose, my chin, as she tips her head back. Then, to make matters worse, she winks.
Got a suggestion for me?
Huh. It would be kind of weird to approach and kiss her when she was just talking about liking somebody else, but then she could have done that to see how I feel about her. People are strange. Women are strange. I might, but it depends.
And on what does it depend?
Sidling closer, almost hesitantly, Xoti touches the toes of her boots to mine.
You gonna kiss me now, Watcher? 'Cause if you were, I guess I might not complain.
So she was doing this to see what my reaction would be. Okay, well, I approach face to face and kiss her senseless. A shocked sound tries to escape from her throat, but I swallow it down, invading, conquering, demanding until she softens against the hard line of my body and timidly returns the kiss. Then she throws herself into it with enthusiasm, clutching at my shoulders and neck. When I break away, she tries to follow my lips with a little growl, but just as abruptly, a heat suffuses her cheeks as she remembers herself and glances furtively around. Yes, everyone saw that in the group.
Good gone. That was...
She fans herself, head ducked with embarrassment, even as her kissed, swollen lips quirk prettily. When she looks back up, her brown eyes are heavy with the darkness, a depth of longing.
Darn it all if I'm not a fool for you, Watcher.
I can't believe that she tried to pull this, that she likes a dare on me.
Tell me what's on your mind?
I'd like to know what's on your mind, actually.
Well, to put it simply, you are.
She swallows thickly.
I've tried, but I can't get you out of my thoughts and dreams.
I think I know where this is going.
You do? I hope that's a good sign then. Or at least tops the usual omens I get.
Well, compared to what you were dreaming about, then seeing when you woke up, just about anything is better than that.
Forgive my audacity. I know I've got no place to, but I care for you. More than I can rightly say.
Fingers trembling, she wipes her damp palms on her tunic.
I was wondering if you might return the sentiment.
I'd hope that would be obvious. The pink tip of her tongue swipes across her lips. She sucks her lush bottom lip between her teeth before puffing out a heated breath.
Why would I believe, or hell even think, the Watcher himself could be interested in me? Wanted it desperately, yes, but hoped?
You think too lowly of yourself, Xoti.
I'm almost afraid to believe it, that you would want me just as much and fierce.
Xoti ducks her head, but it fails to hide the blush and the smile that spread across her face.
But darned if it doesn't make me so very, very happy.
Huh. She is a bit different, but then so am I. Maybe this will make a good pairing. I do like her. So what happens now?
If you're sure you'll have me, I'll do my best to stand tall by your side. You'll see, I'll make you proud yet. You and my god.
Slowly, carefully, she laces her fingers with mine. As she stares deep into my eyes, her pupils expand, swallowing up the brown of her irises.
But you best know it now. I'm not a woman to share.
She rocks forward, then, and touches her lips to mine. She nuzzles gently once, twice, back and forth before opening to me on an exhale, her eyes sliding closed as she deepens the kiss.
Sakes alive.
She pants softly after, eyes opening in a wash of awe. Why don't we continue this discussion somewhere more private?
Watcher, I thought you might never ask.
A throaty, eager laugh escapes her as she tugs me forward by the hand.
There's so much I've longed to try and to see, or to not see. Let me turn my lantern low. I want nothing but shadows between us.
We found a place where we felt we could have privacy in the temple, and we didn't hold back. Yes, I like this woman very much, and I was hoping it would come to this. Her accent, looks, and that body of hers is just so very attractive. But it is her personality as well. She's just an adorable woman that I seem to have a lot in common with. We are both different from most people in our own way, so we might as well be different from everyone else together. Languidly, Xoti runs a hand through her mussed hair. She watches me hungrily, though she should be well sated.
That was divine. Surely, Watcher, you are a blessing from Gaun.
Okay, yeah, we're going to see the prince. That's right. Oh, man. By the gods. I'm not one to really worship the gods, am I?
Takehu, would you mind terribly if I touched your hair?
Of course not. Only touch gently, and they will return the favor.
Huh. That's what Angwer said when we were necking in the Merkberries.
Some things that she says, I wonder. Anyways, let's go see the prince. Well, actually, it's been a very enjoyable walk all the way up here to the palace. Xoti and me, talking and chatting a lot of the ways. We took it a little bit slow. The others were eager to give us space. Well, Dare doesn't have to worry about her liking him anymore. Okay, Prince Aruihi.
Sure. But have you pried any secrets from the gullet yet?
Aruihi raises his brow and motions for me to go on.
Maya, I hope you do not judge our fair city too harshly.
What? Look, keep your business where it belongs, with the captain.
Maya furrows her brow and edges closer to me. That's a little bit of a strange response. Alright, the Principi are smuggling cargo via the Undercroft.
Undercroft. A darker, more fetid layer of Nekataka, I say.
He cradles his chin in his palm, looking off into the distance.
Onikaza and I are the mind and heart of the city, but the bowels, these we cannot reach. What say? Did Ngati's chosen learn anything from the voyage below?
Aruihi gestures to Takehu.
My prince, I have always known those who pray for Ngati's favor, but only now do I see those who depend on it.
Ikira, I say that a feather of Amira's wisdom drifted down to find you.
Aruihi nods with approval.
At least Delva's Row is a stable target. The crown has time to decide the next steps.
I'm going to tell him about the water shapers, like I did say I would do, but I've tried to convince him not to take a drastic course of action against them. Water shapers were helping the pirates bring in ships.
To Kehu, I say that no one wanted to hear your suspicions confirmed.
Hakara, me least of all, my prince.
When it comes to the dignity of the guild, the crown can compromise nothing. Onikaza will see their leadership disciplined, I say.
Onikaza, they must have needed the money. Can you imagine why?
Ikira, I cannot.
Aruihi pinches his lower lip and sighs.
Onikaza and I both expect more from the guild, I say. She will not be pleased.
Aruhi shakes his head and sighs.
Akira, but at least you returned to me in one piece. You are not the first agent I sent to the gullet, but you are the first to return.
Oh. All right. Aruhi grins in spite of himself and claps me on the shoulder.
I say I would feel safe anywhere with Rauatai's sharpest weapon in my arsenal.
He inclines his head to Maya.
If you're trying to flatter me, stop taking notes from my brother the poet.
Maya folds her arms and grimaces at Aruhi. I think he likes you, Maya.
I cannot say that I desire to send you to worse places than the gullet, but...
Aruhi trails off and scratches the back of his head. But you're going to anyway.
Akira, my apologies.
Not to the Undercity, is it?
Does the name Ukaizo mean anything to you?
Ukaizo. That does sound familiar. The prince's face is impassive, but he seems to be studying mine with close attention to detail. Isn't that the Lost City? Yeah, it's a name for the Lost City, if local fables are to be believed.
Fable? No. History, I say.
Okay.
Ukaizo was the home of the Huana before cataclysm and destruction.
That's right. That's where I've heard
the
of it.
island from the Deadfire. That is the story.
Yeah, that's fine. There is an old city down there. I assume it was destroyed somehow, and this is what you guys have to say on how it happened or what happened.
Story or no, I make no secret that we search for Ukaizo.
He studies me, allowing his words to sink in.
I do not share this lightly, I say.
He glances at Maya, his attention lingering.
Please, speak on. If it looks like I'm taking notes, it's because I am.
She winks down at Ishiza. Xoti flicks her sickle back and forth, agitated.
Should I leave this in the hands of someone I trust instead?
Aruhi turns to me with a look of warning. Well, Maya's not my vassal. She will do as she chooses.
All the same, I'm not above a good faith gesture.
Maya folds her papers and tucks them away. The prince nods.
Our tribes are spread across many isles, but it is Ukaizo which binds us. Ukaizo, and the knowledge that we must return.
You want me to go down to the old city, is it?
To that end, a local cartographer secured a lead. A breadcrumb to a breadcrumb, I say. I sent an expedition to Matario Kozi, one of the Sanctuary Isles. They were to retrieve evidence of our lost homeland. They have yet to return.
Okay, at least he's not asking me to go down there. No, he still might. Sanctuary Isles.
They were sites where our ancestors grouped in terms of crisis. Constants in changing seas. You have the cartographer a Temple to thank. He wanders the western shrine if you would know more.
The prince makes a dismissive wave towards the door. How has the island remained hidden all this time?
A question for those with years to gather reeds and scribe their thoughts.
Aruhi smooths back his hair and sighs.
It might be that someone or something on the island does not wish to be found.
Could be.
In better times than these, I would have been happy to oblige.
So what makes you think that Motero Kazi contains evidence of Ukaizo?
The Sanctuary Isles give comfort and guidance to sailors on the long journey home. I am hoping the island can remember its purpose and return us to the home we lost.
Should I expect any resistance?
The trading companies would not have thought to look for Matario Kozi, but now they are vultures to carrion. I do not doubt that our rivals race for the same thing, all while we fall behind.
Okay, no further questions.
Akira, then you are ready to depart?
I'll keep an eye out, no promises.
To Kehu, I trust you are going. I want the tribes to know that Ngati's chosen stood among those who threw open the gates of Ukaizo.
He turns a hopeful glance to Takehu.
I make no promises of dirtying my hands in some fetid jungle, but I do not protest a calm voyage.
Xoti flicks her sickle back and forth, agitated.
Before you go.
Ruti lowers his tone and glances to his left and right.
That did seem like too nice a way to end it.
The expedition. I have reason to believe they will not be returning to Nekataka.
So you were sending me to certain death?
You forget yourself, but I am more forgiving than my sister.
Takehu pinches his lower lips and smiles.
We found this at the palace doorstep, cut from the robe of the expedition leader.
Oh. He reaches into his pocket and draws forth a wad of red-stained bark cloth.
One mystery heaped on another, I say.
He drags his thumb over the cloth and frowns to himself. Let me see, I might be able to learn something from it. I am a cipher. Originally, anyways. Nodding, he relinquishes the scrap. A fragment of essence clings to the fabric like a thread, woven too tightly to be unraveled. Trees tower above me, and ropey vines stretch like tentacles across a marshy ruin. It takes all my strength to trudge through the hip-deep water. I glance over my shoulder, but the women and men of my company aren't there. Then a shape moves off in the distance. I draw my weapon, feeling now more alone than ever. The vision departs, leaving me with a deep pit in my stomach and the phantom sensation that nothing has gone as it should have. The prince regards me expectantly. The owner of this robe is surely dead. Hold out hope for the rest.
Kira, that is something, I say. Take care if you alight on Matario Kozi. My fear is that the island is sanctuary no more.
Sighing, Prince Aruihi folds the cloth with reverence.
Prepare yourself for a hard voyage northeast of Nekataka. Matario Kozi is nestled in the Kua Rakuhu Islands, in the midst of a landmass that resembles a storm, like the fall of Ukaizo locked in time.
Aruihi bites his thumbnail and turns away, lost in thought.
Don't mind me as I take down those coordinates.
Irked, Xoti runs her tongue over her teeth.
Certain death it is, then.
Not necessarily. We'll just have to find out. Such is my life.